What's up, YouTube? Smells like Vin here, and we're gonna be doing a different thing today. One, I'm taking a break from my Iron Maiden reviews. I actually had the last two filmed. Unfortunately, I accidentally deleted the Somewhere in Time review, so I have to do it again. And today I'm going to be talking about a really good album. As you can hear, I actually have it playing in the background. I just want to experiment with that. I'm home alone, so no one's going to give a shit if I'm playing it out loud. And so, and I'm going to be talking about a highly underrated death metal album today. And that album is Acts of the Unspeakable by Autopsy. And Autopsy are one of the most popular, maybe not most popular, but one of the most beloved death metal bands of all time. They basically have one of the most sickening, disgusting sounds I've ever heard. They just sound so grimy and gross, and the lyrics definitely help that. And this album in particular is not only a lot different from what the band did before it, nobody talks about it. And if they do, it gets just an okay kind of rating. And I never understood that because I love this album. I think it's really good. And, yeah, let's talk about it. First big difference that this album has, opposed to the band's previous two, which was Severed Survival, which I already talked about, and Mental Funeral, is that the songs are shorter. On the band's previous two releases, they were not long, but they also weren't that short. I don't think there was a song that was under like 2 minutes, and even then I think they were always at least 3 minutes and up. This album has songs that are everywhere from 20 seconds to like 4. And most of them, or not most of them, but a lot of them only go over like 1 minute, maybe, like 1 minute and a half or something like that. And I remember I'm a huge fan of hardcore punk, as some of you might already know. So I was looking at a review or Wikipedia page or something for this album, and is this too loud? I think I'm gonna lower it just one notch. Nah, whatever. Sorry if you can't hear me as well as you usually can. I'm just trying this out. And I read that, I saw that there was 18 tracks, and I'm like, okay, that's weird, must be a long-ass album. And then I saw, the Wikipedia page said, but this is where the band progressed into more hardcore punk-influenced death metal, and my mind was like, get it, you know what I mean? Because I love hardcore punk, and I love death metal. So mixing them together was like a dream come true. So I got it, and god damn is it good. So, first thing is, it still retains the doomy kind of quality that Mental Funeral had. It's just the songs are shorter, and they can get pretty fast-paced too, which is one thing I really like. They alternate, so it basically means that the slower parts sound even slower, and the longer parts, faster parts sound even faster. I'm telling you, man, the grooves on this album are another thing that's really good, and I'll get to that. So, it's doomy, but it's never too doomy where you feel like you're sitting there waiting for something to happen. Right when you're getting used to the kind of groovy heaviness and slow, the band just kicks it into high gear, and the blast beats start coming in, and shit just gets set off. So, you're never bored. There's always something new that's happening. The solos are great. The progressions are very weird. It's a pretty progressive album. It's a pretty progressive album. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm just winging it in this review. I really don't give a shit. It's pretty progressive actually, which a lot of people might not like and might not even talk about, but it is a pretty progressive record. Even though the songs are short, they manage to fit a lot in a short time period, which is one thing I really respect. You would think with its short songs, they would kind of just go in, do what they had to do, and get out. But they give themselves enough room and enough time to kind of move around and progress until the song's over, making already pretty short songs memorable. I really, really like that about this album. You never feel like they meld. You know, the songs there's only a few songs that get kind of pushed together. Most of them are very memorable and distinctive. So that's cool. Another thing I like about the sound is the vocals. Oh my god. Chris Lightfoot, I don't know how to pronounce it, was the drummer for Death on their first album, Scream Bloody Gore, which I might talk about one day. And he left and he formed Autopsy. And his vocals and drumming are brutal. His vocals are some of the most scariest vocals I've ever heard. And his lyrics. This album and just this band in general. You know, death metal bands, always the goal is to be brutal and to be gross and violent. And I feel like some bands succeed in that, but a lot of bands just fall into that cheesy category where you're like, okay, you just cut his head off, whatever, you know what I mean? You're not taking it seriously. This shit, I do take it seriously, not as a creepy way, not like, not that I find like a lot of meaning in the lyrics. Yeah, I know, I don't want to sound creepy, but I mean, I don't laugh at it. I sit there like, oh shit, you know what I mean? He means business. And that's kind of what you get when you listen to this album. It just demands your attention, and I really like that about it. So yeah, it's just this really unsettling experience. Like the first song on the album, Meat, the opener, the song Meat. That kind of progression in the beginning with the ride cymbal going, the first time I heard that, I was like, ew, you know what I mean? And then the 8th track, Death Twitch, the solo in that song is so eerie. It just makes you feel really like it just creeped the fuck out. And I feel like it definitely adds to the atmosphere of the record, and it keeps you guessing what's gonna happen next, because like I keep saying, the songs are short, but they have enough depth to them to kind of progress and to keep you interested and engaged and hooked into the album without being like, okay, I know what's gonna happen next, yell, scream, blast beat, whatever, 1 second, you know, 1 minute songs, and it's 1 second, 1 minute songs, and it's definitely a very attention grabbing album, which is what I really like. Oh, and another thing, the album cover. Now, I'm not talking about the actual artwork that's on the album. If you look at the artwork of the album, it's just a dude hanging from like chains, and there's like blood coming from his hands. But if you open the CD and you see the inlay, it's just this drawing of like basically unspeakable acts. And it sums up the lyrics quite well. If you're squeamish, don't look it up. It's just this wasteland of all these disgusting, torturous acts being committed. It's terrible. Just thinking about it makes me fucking cringe. It's so terrible. But again, it fits with the album. So, yeah. Nobody talks about this album, and I don't think I'll ever understand why. It's such a good album. I feel like people just kind of skip over it because the first 2 albums are so legendary. And the first 2 are awesome, don't get me wrong, but this album just has something that I feel those don't have, even if I think those might be a little bit better than this album. This album just has a quality I really, really love about it that the other Autopsy albums don't have. So, if you haven't heard this, I would definitely recommend it. It's a great old school death metal release. It's one of the most grimiest and sickest albums I've ever heard. And it definitely should be checked out by any death metal fan. So this is a pretty, what's the word, chilled out review. I fucked around, I joked, I lip-synced with the songs. I'm kind of in a good mood right now. I just wanted to do a review. I haven't done a random review in a while since I'm doing the maiden series. But I'm actually going to do the Somewhere in Time review right now. I'd like to thank all you guys for subscribing. I'm at like 83 subs right now. That's way more than I thought I'd have. I can't wait to get to 100. I'm pushing through. And I guess I'll end it there. Thank you guys very much for watching. Check this out. Highly underrated. See you guys next time.